All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing okay. Oh yeah, so I've got some explaining to do. I dropped something on Twitter today that I thought I could see something in the charts that One Harmony and Game were going to break out. Well, Game is kind of trying to break out, and I just want to kind of justify that comment because I look at a lot of charts and I watch the price action day in, day out, and I see One Harmony and Game credits behaving slightly differently to a lot of other coins I'm watching. I'm just going to run through that for you in a hopefully a short enough and a concise enough video so that it helps you feel confident that the price action is moving in an appropriate and normal and realistic accumulation kind of direction to the upside, right? And that, situation normal basically. So before we get to it, just please like the video if you don't like it, or anyway, just like the video. It really helps, I think, as a community and helping YouTubers and people that put content out there. Likes are the biggest thing you can do, and then I guess the next best thing you can do is subscribe. And notification bell is up to you because that lets you get notified of when my content gets dropped on the button. Anyway, I'm not going to delay anymore. I've got the One Harmony chart there. Now, I'm gonna just break it down fairly simply, right? So we have the correction line, the downtrend line. We broke out of that on the 26th of April, right? So we burst through there, after a bigger correction. We could have bought the dip right down there on 6 cents. And I just want to kind of say I'm using a different chart, the Binance chart. I think this gives me a little bit more price action, and I think possibly there's more volume, and I'm going to go into that a little bit later. And it just gives you a different perspective on the buyers out there, right? So yeah, we broke through, and then what I also want you to notice is the wicks here. So the wicks here are quite aggressive, like they're not little stumpy ones all the time. They're only on the red days they're little stumpies, but on the green days they're aggressive buying action. So there is buyers in the market, and there is also sellers in the market. The fact that the price isn't going up to the moon is that there's lots of sellers, and I'm seeing that in the comments. I'm seeing probably 30% like poo-poo One Harmony and 70% like, yep, I'm with it, I'm sticking with it. And I guess there's the people that bought up here, the people that got sucked in and FOMO'd in up the top, and I've said that all along, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I've been sucked in the early days on the XRP, at 30 cents, and I sat there for 108 days and it never broke through 30 cents in 108 days. So the fact that we're only at kind of 45 days now is fine. It's fine by me. So just keep that in perspective. Like if you throw in the towel in, it probably will be the case that the next thing you turn around and you see the thing's $1 and you said, I wish I hadn't sold it. But anyway, that's not financial advice. It's just something that has happened to me in the past, and I stuck with it. And like where XRP is today is a very rewarding thing, but it's over a year of holding it. 45 days in perspective is not long. Anyway, so we've got these wicks coming up. We're popping to the top, natural kind of dip, kind of buyers come in, sellers come in, kind of cashing in on that little bit of a pump in the price, especially if you're up here and you want to get out and you want to go chase something else that's, shiny and new, right? But it's this candle here that I like. It's this kind of doji candle. It's like really wicky. And I guess just think about this as an analogy of the wicks are like, they're like a pickaxe on, a really thick pane of glass, or, on a rock wall or something, or a brick wall. Eventually it breaks, right? When these wicks are continually going up, and they're randomly trying to push up, they're little stabs at the price ceiling, the current local price ceiling, right? So like I've said, 15 cents or maybe even 16 cents is a key level, right? Once we pierce that, we're good. The beautiful thing is that we're not dipping much below than 13 cents at the moment, which is nice. Sorry, not 13 cents. We're not dipping much below 11 cents at the moment, which is nice. 11, what is that? 11, yeah, just under 12 cents. So there is also a floor. So we've got a range here between 15 cents and just under 12 cents that the price action is happening. Now, see the second line I've drawn from the wick all the way up. And because this is kind of telling us this is a bottom, because it's dip, 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 the price action is not going lower. It's giving us this chord, it's giving us this crosshair where I believe that if this price action follows this line, especially in the next few days, it kind of breaks through that 16 cents level and keeps using this line for support now. By the time we're up here, we're at all-time highs, we're starting to push and break out. So that's, roughly 21st of May, but it could take longer. It's not abnormal for little fake outs. And it's not abnormal for fake breakouts as well. So, might see a big candle push up there, get rejected, and then kind of grind along here. So, just keep late, the second, third of May towards the end of May in your mind, from what the price action is happening now. We all know what can happen when Bitcoin takes a big dump. The whole market takes a big dump. But what I did notice that the recent dump in Bitcoin, One Harmony was not that affected, and game credits also was not that affected. So let's jump over to the game credits chart. Same deal. It's the same pattern, right? Different crypto, different use case. One's been around for ages, one's fairly new, but it's the same correction, right? It's the same structure. So we had an all-time high, or a local high, a big pump up. And then we had these wicks in this downtrend that it couldn't break through. It was, there was a big battle between bull and bears, but the bears were winning. And then that big massive dip, the same as One Harmony, V-shaped recovery, breaks out of the trend line, then flips it into support, right? So it's been grinding down that into support. Now the price action's bottomed over the last 4 days, the same as One Harmony. So we'll go back to One Harmony. Price action's bottomed over the last 4 days. So that's a key thing we're looking for. So now we can make the point to point and say that now maybe start of June, end of May, we're going to see the game credits chart break out if it follows this line. And once again, it could really test that local high early on. It could test that in the next few days and it could pull back. But this is our support line, hopefully. Possible little fake outs to the downside, possible breakouts to the upside, but essentially we've got enough information now to say if it follows this pattern, we can feel confident, right? So that's what I'm looking at. That's how I'm seeing it. People might see it differently, but that's fine by me. Now I want to go back to One Harmony and I want to show you something. So we're on the daily at the moment. If I go down to the 4 hourly, look at that, the volume that has come in. Now it's not all buying volume, but there's volume. Increased volume is a good thing. From when after volume follows price action, right? Now, that candle there was a 7% candle on the 4 hourly, was a good candle. Yes, clearly some sellers took advantage of that, once again, shaking out of the sellers, shaking out of the weak hands. But this jump in volume is good, it's kind of out of nowhere and it's a good thing. And if we go over to the 4 hourly on the game credits, same thing again, a bit of a spike in volume. This is a good thing. We're seeing on both of these charts that possibly buyers are starting to win the battle over the bears. So we'll see. I'm not super excited about a breakout in the next couple of days. Like I say, I still think it's 10 to 20 days. Going back to One Harmony, One Harmony there. No, we're on the 4 hourly, yeah. So we're looking at, go back to the daily, sorry. We are looking at 60 days. If it plays out the way I'm predicting along this trend line and, it stretches all the way out, that's a 60-day correction, completely normal. If you've been watching my videos, 60 to 80-day corrections at the moment are completely normal to break out of new all-time highs. Game credits a little bit more, 72. So same deal within the range of normal, between 45 to 85, 90-day correctionary periods, right? So all situation normal. The bull flag is playing out. The correction is happening. The V bottom recovery, the flip of support, resistance into support, and then hopefully grind its way up to make higher highs, right? So that's what we've been looking for, and it's good to see the potentially, some aggressive wicks, more volume coming in, and some price ceilings to be broken very shortly, which will be great. And it's good, game's got a 14% day. One had, it hasn't had the big day I like. I think that there's a little bit more negativity in the One Harmony chart, but not long-term negativity. I think it's just we got to shake out those few weak hands. Like I say, I'm seeing it in the comments. People are like, it won't break 16. It won't do this. It won't do that. It's crap. It's over. It's done. And it's like we just got to get rid of those people. Or they just. Yeah, whatever, just got to get rid of those bears, right? And once the bears are out, the bulls come in and the price action fires. And that's the way it works on any asset, any chart. And you can see back here when there was no bears and there was big volume days, we had massive jumps. And that's what we're going to happen again. And we're going to see that, 44 cent, 60 cent, 70 cent, $1 before you know it, before the end of the year at least. So, and that's the targets we're looking for, right? So let's just stick with it and just keep an eye on it. I'll be keeping an eye on it and make sure that it does follow this projected trend that I'm looking at here. It's very early to kind of project that trend, but it could go sideways for a bit longer. But I'm predicting, it's the kind of the same angle in, same angle out, right? So that's what we're hoping to see. Same angle in, same angle out. So it's a symmetrical kind of, bear flag, but then turns into a bit of a cup and maybe a handle and then flying out of there. All right. And for those of you that have stuck around, I've just pulled up one last chart that I'm super, super excited about. The EOS chart. This is another one of my kind of smaller holdings. But yeah, still a really good trade nonetheless. I think I was accumulating once again down in the $4 range. We've had this 8.7 level, which has been a long-term level for a long time, since 29th of May 19. It hasn't seen this price level for a long time. It just broke out, right? So it just broke out of that level. 2 big days, 2 kind of 30% days, wicked up again today and has taken a big kind of pullback. So, it's finding a bit of resistance up there. I think this candle wants to kind of test this resistance level of support, but then, which is one last buying opportunity if you are an EOS, if you want to kind of add to the bag, if it does go back down here to retest, but then bang, you're going to see this thing firing out of there. It spent so much time depressed and suppressed that I think EOS is ready to fire. And, the same thing with Dash over here. I think it is ready to go nuts. We are seeing spikes in volume. We are seeing, good price action. We're seeing that they're the laggards. They're the last ones that are kind of got to get up to their all-time highs for the whole market to really take off again together and just get super bullish, all right? So congratulations to anyone that's held EOS and Dash for the long run. It's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see, and ZRX there as well is kind of trying to break out again. And I'm just seeing, once again, just seeing some kind of very good wicks all around, seeing some kind of positive kind of upward price action. And like I say, they're just taps on the window, the taps on the glass, the taps on the rock wall, the brick wall. Eventually the thing falls and we're onwards and upwards and all the way through there. So just stick with it, and hopefully we've all got some really great, exciting, bullish news in the next coming weeks, coming into June, and crypto goes nuts, and then we get to sell and take all of our profits, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've been Jared. This has been Crypto Plan. Like, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.